Hi, everyone. Welcome back. It's great to have you here for our weekend show. Always bringing you the very best of the week here on our Friday review. Can't wait to get started. We've got updates coming. We've got reviews from the week. We've got a new single being released by our guest yesterday on the show. I've got 3 books for you, 1 on nutrition, 2 on mindset, kind of creating that life that you've been looking to lead. And then I've got 2 research studies, besides a couple kettlebell reviews as well, talking about the very first mapping of an antibody that may be able to use to treat this particular virus. So I can't wait to share that with you. Looks really effective right now in first-time trials, but again, still being built out, but really excited about sharing that one with you because, of course, this could help so many people. And then the last one is new technology as well. Cancer treatment without side effects. So what if there's a way to be able to use the best of conventional medicine with the best of natural health? And what if there were less side effects to the conventional medicine side? That's, of course, what everybody would want. So I want to share that with you today. Really excited. Hopefully you've been tuning in the whole week for the show. On Monday, we had the funny thing about choosing hard things in life. Hopefully you checked that show out to understand why sometimes initial change is difficult. Here's why, here's what we've been led to believe, and then here's what you can do about it. On Tuesday, we went through the 11 causes of low thyroid, the actual root causes of why you might have low thyroid in the first place, sometimes autoimmune-based issues as well. The huge comeback of vitamin C and why so many people are talking about it, not just because of the virus and those studies that have been shown around it, but actually for heart disease, for blood pressure, for type 2 diabetes, for the adrenals, for all sorts of other factors. So check that out. And then yesterday, our guest on Conversations with Cabral was Nick Broadhurst. Always amazing to be able to chat with Nick. He always has so much going on and he's accomplished so much. I basically kind of wanted to peel back the curtain and see, how did you create this life for yourself? I love being able to learn from successful people. And hopefully you tuned into yesterday's show. Yesterday was show number 1742. And then day before 1741, 1740, 1739. You get the point. You can always go to stephencabral.com/podcasts for all the previous podcasts. And speaking of our friend in this community, Nick Broadhurst, he just released a new single. So I told him, perfect timing. Your show's being released. Let's talk about the single. I'm going to link it up here today. Again, everything I link up today for product reviews, book reviews, research, and Nick Broadhurst's new single called Moving On will be available at stephencabral.com/1743. That's today's show. I will link everything up right there. So definitely check out Nick's new music video, which, he does amazing cinematography, and his new single, of course. All right. Before we get to our 3 kettlebell reviews and our book reviews here today and our research, I want to share with you right now at Equalife, you can find 10% off all sleep help products. So our sleep support, when you can look at the whole deep sleep or sleep help support protocol, you can look at the individual products this week as we're trying to help people and teach people to get a better night's sleep, not just falling asleep, but staying asleep through the night. Here are all the different things that could help you. Check it out by going to equa.life. That's the website, equi.life. Check it out right now all week long while supplies last, 10% off. All right. Next up is our first product review of the week. You know that I love and have been in the exercise and fitness field for some time. My goals are different. I used to be into bodybuilding. I used to weigh 40 more pounds than I weigh right now. And those were the days. And these are the days now. And I actually much prefer these days. And I can do fun workouts. I can do workouts to keep me fit, workouts to keep me lean, workouts to keep me flexible, to keep me mobile. Those are my goals now. Like it's about feeling like I have good energy. It's not about wearing down my body, and it's about keeping my body strong as I get older and older, like we all do. So what I want to share with you are 3 different kettlebells that I think are amazing in their own right. So Let's start with the one that I think is great if you're doing home workouts and you're not doing those workouts necessarily in your basement. You're doing them like, let's say, in your living room or in your bedroom, and there's kids around as well. I'm going to show it to you. So for everybody watching on video, and hopefully you are, again, you can just go to stevencabral.com/1743. Every single day, the podcast is now on video and also on the YouTube channel. Just my name, Stephen Cabral with a PH, and you'll find it there every day. Okay. This one right here is a 30-pound kettlebell, and it's called the padded kettlebell. So it has a metal handle still, and it's sewn up. And what it is basically like almost like a leather medicine ball, but it is a kettlebell. And so they essentially put a handle on a medicine ball. It's super sturdy. I've dropped this a bunch of times. It's really well sewn. It's riveted together, and it's not going to have those hard edges like if your kids grab it or you put this down on hardwood floor or carpet. It's actually woven really nicely together, if you can see that stitching right there in the bottom. So we've got I think it's fake leather, and we've got all this nice rope weaving along the bottom with that metal handle. So this is, again, one of my favorite tools that I use, especially for building up strength in the hamstrings, the glutes, and lower back with kettlebell swings and all sorts of other exercises. But you can use a kettlebell for one-arm rows. You can use it for so many different exercises. So that's been a favorite for sure of mine. I basically brought it from Boston. I don't think I've ever mentioned it to you before. I kept it in my office in Boston, so now it's home. And so that's the thing is like, yeah, it'd be nice to have it in my office. But the truth is I'm in dress clothes most of the time, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm probably not going to work out my dress clothes, tear my shirt, tear my pants, doing these exercises. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I brought it home, and that's also because my girls are typically always standing and playing with my kettlebell and the bunch of kettlebells that I have, and I don't want them using those big metal kettlebells. So that's that with that. There's another kettlebell product for those of you doing at-home workouts that's actually what looks like a sturdy plastic handle that clips onto any dumbbell that you have that fits within this handle radius, and it allows you to turn a dumbbell into a kettlebell. So essentially what it does is it puts a hook-based handle onto a horizontal dumbbell, and then it allows you to do kettlebell swings. I don't think you'd probably want to do too much else with it because you can already do one-arm rows with a dumbbell. You can already do all sorts of other exercises with that dumbbell. So, but what it allows you to do is take a dumbbell and turn it into a kettlebell handle, and then allow you to use that for swings. I have not personally used this myself, but I saw it come across my desk essentially when I was looking at kettlebell research. And I shouldn't say kettlebell product research is a better way to state it. And it looks interesting. So have I used it? I haven't. Is it my first choice? Probably not. I like a sturdier metal-based handle, and I like to use dumbbells for dumbbell things, and I like to use kettlebells for kettlebell things because kettlebells are actually shaped like a ball, and that ball changes the momentum as you go to swing it out in front of you. And if you're using a dumbbell, well, those were created with two symmetrical ends. So two symmetrical weights. And so the weight is actually different. It's not swinging as far away from you as one cylindrical ball. So is it my first choice? No. I mean, this handle is not my first choice, but let's say that you can't afford kettlebells, you don't want to get kettlebells, whatever it might be, but you want to be able to do swings. What you could do is you could actually hold a dumbbell neutral in one hand and do that. I used to do that way back in the day before kettlebells were popular because we just didn't have them at a lot of the gyms and places that I worked way back in the day. But we knew about kettlebell exercises because we were studying Pavel's work and other people's work. We just didn't have access to kettlebells. They just weren't popular 20 years ago. Anyway, that's probably what I would do, but check out this kettlebell handle. Maybe it does come in handy, and a lot of people seem to like it on Amazon, so I'll link it up for you today. And the last one is this. Bowflex, they have the adjustable dumbbells as well that are world famous, but they came out with an adjustable kettlebell. So I previously at stevencabral.com/resources linked up another adjustable kettlebell, and that one you have to manually take the plates off of. Well, this one is a Select Tech. You can literally change it between 5 pounds. I believe it's 5. It might be 10 at the smallest. It's actually 8 pounds. I remember that now. 8 pounds up to 40 pounds. So it enables you to basically have one kettlebell to go from 8 pounds to I think 10 to 15 or 20 and all the way up to 40 pounds. So that's a great space saver. I love the idea of that, and also just being able to do it really quick for a drop set, not having to pull the plates out. So I'll link that up today, and I'll probably put that over at stephencabral.com/resources as well, where all my resources are. Okay, now you have it. And again, I have here in my notes actually 8, 12, 20, 25, 35, and 40 pounds for that select tech all-in-one kettlebell. Look forward to linking that up for you. And for those people that don't mind making the investment, spending the money, well, that's a premier kettlebell for sure, all in one, and obviously a space saver. Okay, next up are my book reviews for the week. I just finished reading a book by Walter Willett, who's a world famous nutritional epidemiology professor at Harvard University. He wrote a book called Nutritional Epidemiology, multiple copies, meaning multiple versions of it, editions, I should say. And really interested because I've been reading a lot more research, obviously, since March, and really going deep on epidemiology, epidemiological studies on longevity, immunity, etc. And essentially, he's put out the book on nutritional epidemiology. So for those people that are looking to learn more about studies, how studies are created, based on nutrition, and the studies, let's say with heart disease, breast cancer, colon cancer, like all different things, and how it relates to nutrition, and actually looking at micronutrients like vitamins and minerals and how they help, and of course whole food. This is a great book. So it's definitely, it's a textbook. I mean, it's a real college textbook. So it's a geek out book, but a lot of people want to know like what I'm reading in terms of health and science-based books, and this is a lot of time what I'm reading. So just because you graduate, you finish school, whatever, doesn't mean your learning should ever stop. And I take that very seriously because I always want to be able to up my game to be able to pass more information on to you. The more I learn, the more I grow, the more I can teach. So that will never stop for sure. So that one, Nutritional Epidemiology, just like it says, they wrote the textbook on it by Walter Willett of Harvard University. All right, up next, one of my coaches, you heard him on, well, his name's Elliot Rowe. When did you hear him? You heard him episode 1721 of Conversations with Cabral, and basically he's a world famous mindset and performance coach, like the best of the best. And you can check out that interview I did with him. We really went in depth on what he does, how he helps people, and how you can use these same practices yourself. And then he's got essentially a free app that you can download too. That's all at, what page is that again? stephencabral.com/1721. And he shared a book with me called True Purpose. It's called The 12 Strategies for Discovering the Difference You Are Meant to Make. So basically a book on kind of finding your purpose and what you should be doing with your life. I love to read, and so I read multiple books per week. So I said, sure, I'll take a look at this. I'm always interested. I liked the book, didn't love the book. Okay. So I liked a lot of the book in terms of going within, becoming self-aware, asking yourself the right questions. So I really did like that. And it's definitely worth the read. Like, it's good. I didn't love the end of the book where it was talking about conversations with yourself, speaking to God, the universe, etc., and then acting on those decisions potentially too hastily. For example, there was an example of someone like divorcing their spouse based on how they were feeling at the moment. And maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Like, again, like, I'm not saying everyone is meant to keep a relationship that isn't working going forever. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is whether it's career, your health, relationships, spirituality, I recommend seeking multiple sources and input. I recommend talking with a good therapist. I recommend talking with qualified, friends that have your best interests at heart. I recommend doing deep introspection. I don't recommend making hasty decisions. And I'm not saying that the author intended that. I'm not saying that, but I think it could be misconstrued that way. And I just want to be careful because things that are really important to us and that mean a lot, even if they're not going well, it doesn't mean that they're not recoverable. It doesn't mean that they can't get better if we work at it. And of course, the other person works at it if it's a relationship. If it's our career, well, maybe we put a lot of effort into it, school and this and that. We just haven't found kind of our niche or the company that is the right fit for us. So that's all I'm going to say about that. It was a good book. I enjoyed it. I just say the book I've recommended previously to this is called Wishcraft by Barbara Scher. And if you haven't read that book, I actually recommend reading that one first. And I've enjoyed that. I mean, I've given that recommendation out to quite a few people, especially if you kind of looking at like, hey, what am I supposed to be doing? What's my purpose? And I think the tagline for that book is, I could do anything if only I knew what it was. And it's kind of cool. I think it's fantastic. So anyway, really short book. They're both really short books, but it's worth the read. True Purpose, 12 Strategies for Discovering the Difference You Are Meant to Make. I like it. I like Wishcraft, though, just a little bit better. Just wanted to share that with you. So no offense. Again, no offense. Great book. I just always give you my honest opinion. All right. Research number 1 of the day is scientists are mapping out an antibody against the virus that we are dealing with, and it's based on plasma therapy. I talked about this way many months ago, let's say back in April, okay? And it was that if we were to look at a natural treatment used by conventional medicine, it would be taking the healthy blood of an individual that's recovered from this particular virus and using their antibodies as an antidote for the virus or as a preventative measure. So when the virus enters that person's body, they already have the antibody and can fight it off quick without having the potential negative repercussions. So although in the early stages, let me pull this up for you specifically. Although in the early stages, I knew I had to bring this to you because this is my idea of using technology and state-of-the-art conventional medicine in a more natural way. And this is scientists at Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center in Seattle have shown that a potent antibody from the virus survivors interferes with a key feature of the surface of the virus, distinctive spikes, and induces critical pieces of those spikes to break off in the process, basically like destroying the virus. So pretty amazing. This antibody, which is a tiny Y-shaped protein, is one of the body's weapons against the pathogens, including viruses. So they've essentially decoded this, and I think they named the structure. I'm going to link up the research anyways. But let's see. Yeah, they discovered what's called CV30. That's what they named it. And to find out, this antibody, along with other candidate proteins, is being studied and needs to be tested preclinically and then in human trials. But I'm telling you right now, I think they're going to get it to work. I really do. And I think that it will be available in the future in case this virus makes another round for those people that didn't get already infected with it. But also the study of this will lead to be able to deal with other viruses and deal with them faster in the future. So again, like people have to know that I'm as unbiased as you really can be. And again, in my opinion, but I really do. Like, I will say, let's take the best of conventional medicine if it's going to save lives and help people, and let's combine it with natural health modalities. Why couldn't we use this antibody therapy along with vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, and all the other great stuff? Like, why couldn't we do that? Of course we can do that. We can use our zinc ionophores like quercetin and EGCG. Of course we can do that. Why not? That makes so much sense. So I'll link up this study today. You're welcome to read it. You're welcome to pass it along as well. All right. The next one, again, is using a methodology that I don't love for cancer treatment. So I'm not an advocate of what's referred to as the burn, cut, and poison methodology of how conventional medicine treats cancer, because it's very barbaric and it oftentimes kills the host, which is us, in the process of killing the cancer cell, because that's the thing, is like you're radiating the body, you're using chemotherapy on the body, and it's not always in a very targeted approach. Well, a new potential cancer treatment is being looked at. The University of California, Irvine, and Switzerland's Lausanne, I don't know if that's pronounced correctly, University Hospital, may have found it. So what they are using, and this has been done on mice brain tumors right now, pretty effectively, and written about in the clinical cancer research. So they are using something new. So basically, traditional radiation would expose the tumor itself and a lot of the tissue around it, and of course our liver to filter out all of this, to larger amounts of radiation. Well, what they're using now in this new therapy is called flash radiation therapy. Okay, flash-RT is what it's going to be called. And they're able to hit it with a very small, short, but powerful dosage in the specific area. Let me see if I can get you the exact quote. So it allows delivery of the same dose of radiation in only tenths of a second instead of several minutes. This speed eliminates many of the toxicities that normally plague cancer survivors long after radiation treatments, significantly decreasing side effects such as inflammation and impairments in cognition, which is basically brain use and memory. So again, I'll let you read over the whole thing if you'd like. But a great quote at the end. This is by let me see if he's one of the lead researchers on this. No, I believe he's outside. Syed Lamoli. And again, I know that I'm probably not doing a great job pronouncing these names, but this is the quote. In the last 30 or 40 years, I'd say there's been nothing in the field of radiation sciences exciting as this. Meaning like there's been no real big breakthroughs. And that's too bad. I mean, in a disease that could affect 1 out of 2 people in the next 10 years, we need better treatment protocols. We really do, from natural and conventional, and combining the two if needed, if it's been shown efficacious and there's good long-term results, and that it also, again, doesn't kill the host in the process. So you can check this out. Again, all links today are at StephenCabral.com/1743. 1743. StephenCabral.com/1743 for the Kettlebell links, for Nick Broadhurst interview from yesterday, from his release single, for what else? The book reviews, all the research, you name it. Thank you so much for tuning into another Cabral Concept. I appreciate you. Thank you for your support, your listens, your downloads, your reviews. It really does mean a lot to me. And of course, if this show was helpful, please do feel free to share it with anyone else you believe it could serve. And of course, we'll be back tomorrow answering your questions on our Cabral House Calls. Take care, everyone. Have an amazing weekend.